Hello Civ fans, Ed Beach here, Creative Director at Firaxis Games for the Civilization franchise. Our 1.1.1 update for Civilization 7 is releasing tomorrow, so I'm here to go over some of the major highlights before you get those full notes on release day. Let's start things off with a highly requested feature, Quick Move. This is now an optional setting you can toggle on in the game's menus, and it'll make it so that those units will move to their destination immediately so you can play through your games even faster. Another big update is we've added a new start position option related to map generation. So our new default for single player games is called Standard, which will feel a lot like Civ 6, where the continents are more varied and less predictable. For multiplayer games in Civ 7, we will retain the balanced setting for this, which makes those more consistent maps that puts everyone on an even playing field. Another big update, settlements and commanders can now be renamed. Our narrative team did put a lot of serious consideration into historically accurate city names, but we know sometimes you want to just name your city Ryzantium, and now with this update, you can. Rerollers, rejoice! You can now restart the game with a click of just one button to get that perfect first settlement. Or if you're playing as Isabella, to get that perfect natural wonder right near your first settlement. So just like in Civ 6, it recreates the map with new seeds, but with your same leader and Civ selections. And speaking of those natural wonders, we've got a brand new one coming, Mount Everest. You'll also see various UI and quality of life updates coming to 1.1.1. To start off with these UI updates, let's talk about the fact that the city and town panel will stay open after you buy things, so you can buy things in bulk more easily. Speaking of cities, we've added a new notification that appears when one of your cities is under attack, so less chance you'll be caught off guard when things are catching fire in your empire. New pips have been added to the age progress wheel in the top corner of the HUD to show you when your crises are going to trigger or escalate. And with the lenses, we have enhanced the trade lens so that can be opened directly from the lenses panel, and a merchant that is selected with his target city can be sent immediately to that city right from that lens. The resource tooltip is also enhanced to be very clear about exactly what type of resource it is, whether it's an empire resource, a city resource, or perhaps a treasure resource. So these are some of the highlights of the UI changes you can expect in this update, and we'll have many more to come in future updates. Check out the full notes for 1.1.1 when they release for even more details on improvements to tooltips, overall readability, and alignment within our user interface. So now let's move on and talk about pacing. We've made some changes to help the modern age last a bit longer. So for example, if you eliminate a player in modern, it's no longer going to add any progress to the age progress meter. And if you did that in the exploration age, we're also reducing that by half. That's going to allow you to get to domination victories more easily before the time runs out on age progress. We're also going to make it tougher to blow through the modern tech and civic trees too quickly. Our costs overall have been increased by about 25%. The weighting on that is deep in those trees, so it's especially those final techs and civics you need to finish out the game. They're going to take a little bit longer. We've also been working on the communication between you and your military advisor to make sure you're ready for any age transitions in the game. A warning will come out if you don't have enough commanders to pack up your units and keep them with you for that transition that's coming up into the next age. So if you see this warning, buy a few, build a few, somehow get a few more commanders out there on the map with you. Towns with the trade output focus have also been changed. Before they gave a +5 trade route range just for that one specific town, but now that additional trade range boost applies to all of your settlements. This is going to hopefully make it easier for you to build roads to connect your towns and cities, and makes this town specialization a bit more useful overall. We've also made adjustments and balance passes to the Railroad Tycoon victory by upping the costs of factories, ports, and rail stations, and changing the bonuses provided by coal and oil. So these are some of the pacing highlights, but there's a lot more to discover, so be sure to check out the full patch notes when they release on March 25th. In the meantime, we'll be working hard on more fixes, updates, and polish. We hope you enjoy this update and stay tuned for the next one.